Well, what the cards want to talk about today is do not fear. Past memories. Protocols and rules. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing Disclosure Day this week. I'm hoping to go and get to see that movie this week. What I've been seeing on social media is that it could be triggering people's memories around experiences that they've had, dreams that they've had, and I've had a lot of those kind of dreams around this topic. So I've pulled cards today to see what the cards want to talk about, and this seems to, and I'm going to show you that shuffle so you can see the cards coming out. They flipped out one without any effort. They just jumped out each one. So don't fear. Memories could be triggered or activated. Protocols or rules. Feels to me like disclosure around Eisenhower being given opportunities around meeting with the tall whites or the Palladians and being offered peaceful paths, and then meeting with the Greys with the Greys. The deal was that they would be given technology to make them more powerful, to make them more advanced, to win wars. But what would be required in return was access to people and cattle for their learning, understanding, experimentation, whatever it is they're doing. They were supposed to follow rules and protocols. Doesn't mean they did. They were supposed to let the US government know who they experimented on. Doesn't mean they did. This is what these cards are showing me today. They're saying don't fear. Most of all, don't fear, especially if you're watching that movie, which I'm hoping to do that this week. Let's get into today's reading. First card in the center is for your safety. This is the safety of the collective, the population, the people. Hiding the truth about the safety of the people. Nefarious sits diagonal to that. So there is nefarious dealings that take place here on people. We have bunkers. Now I think part of the deal might have been to not only have access to people, but to have deep locations underground for resources. I want to listen for what words are coming through here, as well as experimentation. People, we're talking, that was part of the deal, but part of the deal was also bunkers. Resources is another part of that deal. Now, while this was made to do with the US, this stuff happens worldwide. It's not just abductees in the US, this is worldwide. This stuff happens. Nefarious stuff happens. Foreign adversaries would be the Greys, would be interesting if you're looking at this diagonal line. Someone saying they're here to help. Are they here to help? Here for our safety, our protection, our guidance. But it's adversary within. Foreign adversary. They're foreign. Saying they're here to help for our safety. So we see stuff going on around the world, bunkers, And we see hiding the truth about the dark sides, the negative parts that are happening here, perhaps even in bunkers. Under the understanding that the people would be safe in this as part of this deal. Can you really trust? Okay, so there feels to be things that's being done that haven't been disclosed to us. Okay, when it comes to this disclosure day, and I haven't seen the movie yet, I'm hoping to see it this week, but I'm tying it in around that energy because what I wanted to read on is fear, worried about, and it says do not fear was part of that reading, if I would be triggered about different dreams, as some people are saying that that's happening to them. But I'm saying they thought the people were safe in this deal, but it's showing that they're hiding the dark parts of it where people are not safe. And when it comes to disclosure and Pentagon release and files, I don't think we'll ever know that level of it, of this kind of energy, of how dark this energy is, what takes place in underground bunkers. Showing on the cards, I'm only reading the cards, so this is entertainment purposes only. As I said, this is just a light bit of fun with my fun decks, but they're showing me some darkness that's taking place that people thought, well, whoever made the deal thought people were supposed to be safe. Doesn't mean that they are, and it doesn't mean that it's happening just in the US, it's happening all over the world. Hiding the truth about the nefarious activity that takes place underground in bunkers. Saying they're here to help us progress, but they're a foreign adversary. Are we really safe? What were the benefits that were received out of this deal? Okay, so looking at the benefits here of the deal that was made, it's not what you think. It's not what they thought. It wasn't what they were thinking they were getting out of the deal. It was to gain control, and it was for secret technology. So these are the things that they thought that they were getting, but it wasn't really what, there was much more to it. Lockdowns, control, okay, weakened. So no, it wasn't what they thought. It wasn't what they thought they would be given, or that the deal was made. It was different. So what did they receive out of it? They were told that it was to gain control, to be given secret technology. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were given secret technology, but there's more to this. They didn't receive that. Certain things were locked down. Maybe this is the probability of lockdown. To me feels like things hidden in the background, behind closed doors, behind locked doors. Okay, coming from a weakened position. So they were coming from a weakened position and they needed to gain control. They needed to maybe to win a war. They had to get secret technology that they kept on lockdown just for themselves to use within the war. No, it was not what they thought it was going to be. A probability of, let me just check the back of that card, hoax. Seeing here, first thing is we've got the same card, so things that have happened to you in the past, things you thought were maybe a dream, things that were beyond perception that you don't remember, but then we have the memories, so triggering memories around things, that experiences that you've had, past memories you hid or buried deep, locked down so you wouldn't remember. This card here, I have hidden a little alien in this image, so there's a little alien hidden in this image. I've also hidden Nibiru in this image as well. So it's saying it's really out there. It's stranger than fiction. Okay, we're talking about the movie Out There, Stranger Than Fiction. The truth is stranger than fiction. So, that's interesting. Given that this movie, and I haven't seen this movie, hoping to see this movie this week, but it's saying that the truth is stranger than fiction. What really happens? Maybe this is a breaking point. You see somebody breaking free of... This is when... liberating. It's a liberation card, but it's also a breaking point where the memories just break forward. They've got, because it's sitting next to memories, that's why I'm reading it that way. Illusions are shattered. Okay, what this is showing me is that this movie will shatter some people's illusions about what is really out there. It's shattering illusions. Truth stranger than fiction. What is really out there? What is out there in the universe? It will make people's want to access information. Then we have this threshold guardian, access initiation. This is being granted information, disclosure, in a different kind of way, in a fictional way. There you go. That's where it's saying fiction. It's fiction. Shattering illusions of people's perspectives around what is fiction and what is not fiction, and truth being stranger than fiction. It can be a breaking point to wake people up, shake people up. Access to past memories, past information. And it's funny because even past cultures, and I know this movie's not Nibiru or Anunnaki, I guess it's not, but this card is, as I said, I've hidden grey alien in here and I've hidden Nibiru in here. And this is like a past civilization. It's like an Atlantis kind of card. So it's a past civilization or something that took place in the past. It is to expand our awareness. Shatter the illusion that we're in, that we are alone, that there is more out there. So it's shattering the illusion and making us think, what is out there? There's more. It's expanding our perception on what is bigger in the world. And I'm reading this reading pre-watching the movie, but this is what it's showing me. It's showing you an access point, an initiation access into more information where your illusion or where you're going to be shattered. Your perspective on what is out there is going to be almost shattered. It's showing you insights onto something bigger, expanded awareness. May even be triggering past memories or things that happened in the past around ET disclosure. But it's a breaking point. It's meant to awaken people or be a breaking point for some people to come out of that illusion, to shatter the glass wall that's around them, the veil around them. So shatter that we've got two perceptions cards here as well. One is shattering your current perspective on the narrative or the story, and here is expanding. It's meant to expand your awareness, be that breaking point of where you finally see that there is more out there than what we've been told. Truth is stranger than fiction. Okay, so we're seeing pushback or resistance, maybe from the release of files from the Pentagon. So maybe this is a different way to reflect back some kind of disclosure in a different way, a mirrored way through the TV screen, through reality reflecting in a different way rather than disclosure. Consequences, we've got anomalies, a glitch, and then we have help menu, so guiding us to see the full scenario. Okay, final words on this topic is that we're being observed as part of this whole thing. feeling powerless against people with secret technology, using secret technology. This is also eyes opening. Radical authenticity is originality. So what was originally intended here? The high strangeness originally intended was secret technology. Instead, there is high strangeness, supposed to be observing from a vantage point, but that didn't happen. It's more of people not being able to be in control. This is where the abductees talk about when they can't move their bodies. They can see things, but they can't move their bodies. So you don't have that control or power to do anything. You can't speak, you can't move. They were supposed to observe from a vantage point. That was the original intention. Instead, there's other high strangeness that takes place using secret technology. Now, that can be mind-wiping technology. That can be, as I said, that paralysis type energy. But there's a lot here that goes on. Hope you enjoyed that fun little reading.